Hi folks, welcome to the 8 Regents. So, we're watching Baratheon against Martell, and this is now game 5, is it? So we're gonna miss at the start a little bit because I just played my game and it overran. And Dennis is playing Marcel, so these are the two highest ranked players. As you can see, Baratheon leads 3-1. So important game coming up, especially for Martell to stay in the tournament. They have to win, of course, this match. And what do we have? We have Knights of the Hollow Hill from Dennis, and we have Banner Lion. Banner Lion is going to be tough for Marcel. And already some of the most annoying cards in the game. The Red Keep, which cancels stuff, could cancel Iron Bank. And we have Sir Clitus, Mr. Wins Initiative every time, although against the Hollow Hill will take a bit, but he also has the Maiden, so I fancy his chances. And then we have some stand as well, and no gold left, so I will see if there is a way to gain gold in the challenges phase. Otherwise there won't be any standard or cancels in this particular round. Okay. And we have Dennis checking all the threats immediately before Sin in Flames goes for Intrigue Claim potentially. Well, take a few seconds, I guess, to memorize it. Might come in handy later. Yeah, so we have the Houseman with the Guard, which is an interesting character. It means if you can win initiative and go second, none of the guards will kneel to defend, and against potentially a kneel deck, which this might be, that could hurt. Getting rid of Anders makes sense. He does a similar thing if you're not the first player. Helps with attacking. And definitely don't want all of these in play. Losing Davos, well, is difficult to pull off. He can ideally search for the throne and chamber combination, but against the Red Keep it's difficult. It's a huge investment, and inevitably gets cancelled. And yeah, keeping the standing Houseman with the Guard, but it will have to kneel if it wants to defend. And losing the Renown event, okay, not the worst thing. Which one does he defend? I guess military. It's pretty equal, and Dennis is, of course, has the agenda that takes a hit in round 1 and setup. So his chances from here on should be okay if he can find some draw. And we see if the Red Keep cancels the Iron Bank. That's one source of economy. You could cancel that every round, but can't cancel everything. So this time we didn't have the Behest opening. There could still be Behest in round 2 with the Maiden. Has more chance of winning initiative. think this time, yeah. Oh, Harris, okay. He's immediately decided that this is not going to help him in this matchup. Just gets rid of it, which is fair enough, and wins him initiative, so Dennis gets the draw. This is his restricted card. And now, how much gold do you get? 7 for the Harris, and you need to keep some Shay gold, some red keep gold. That takes, of course, some of your resources away. However, the non-kneeler, let's see if Dennis has any kneel. The thing is, if you go second, then you don't get the red keep gold in marshalling, so can't cancel stuff like Melisandre. And no Casterly Rock in this deck. I think that's a loyal Lannister card. This kind of deck. We saw Hannes Feuerbart winning one of the nationals. I think it was Norwegian, or was it Canadian? Canadian nationals, I think, with Martell Lion. Had some bestow synergies in that one. But I think the better deck has now shifted to Lannister Sun or Lannister whatever banner, simply because Casterly Rock feeds bestow so well with its ability. Yeah, exactly. Need to go first to cancel the Iron Bank. That's not going to work. What could mess up the Iron Bank, of course, is the cat. Baratheon can take some gold off it. But I think Dennis's deck is built in a way to survive without economy. You have the +3, and it's like having 3 rose roads, so you can play without. So since we have so many spectators, just a reminder that Champions of Westeros starts on Monday, so still some time to register. You can find it on the Jousting Pavilion. I'm sure there is a link to the registration in the info there. Some lore stuff coming in. I think a bit of kneel would be in order here. It's because those guards will get annoying. You can only pass if they start defending everything without kneeling. Let's see what exchange got. I was slightly distracted there. So Godry, the Iron Bank dupe, and Traitor and on a Misty Morn. Okay. So the Harris is gone, and it doesn't look like this will be a deck that plays Morghulis and the Stranger. So maybe that one won't be so useful in this matchup. I think Dennis might have been expecting something a little bit different. Traitor useful though, as Shay was currently the only icon, and she's gone, so Dennis has a bit of might have misclicked there on the Iron Bank. Dennis has a bit of hand knowledge, of course, because he played Scene in Flames earlier. Did not use the Acolyte, so if you know the hand is really bad, you might want to even use the Acolyte to filter some cards. Okay, now I'll have some effort to put the gold back on. I also have the chamber. Slightly annoying if these guys keep standing and win dominance. You need the throne as well. Yeah, so the Champions of Westeros has been running basically even before the second edition started, but ever since the second edition started, we've had 4 tournaments a year, one for each season, and well, back in the day when there were a lot of players, it used to get over 100 players. now it got down to below 30, but since Hannes took over and there has been a bit more marketing, I guess you could say, for it, the numbers are back up and it's over 50 again, so picking up. And also we get some new website in coordination with Friendly Open, and will make the registration easier for future seasons as well. That's in the works. It's a nice event. You can play one game per week. Won't be all this coverage, of course, streaming it. You can just play privately, arrange it with your opponent, and then it's 6 rounds of Swiss. Everyone with 2 wins makes the cut. And you can play whatever deck you like, whatever legal deck you like each week. Okay, so another non-kneeler comes in. Iron Bank picking up some gold, and now Dennis is stuck because the challenges can be defended, and the only one that matters is power, and there is no claim. And of course, also Marcel found the icon. Losing privilege position, not very nice. It's not going to defend. Maybe he wants some power on the faction card. Also could steal it with the chamber, but red keep is still standing. That's maybe that's what privilege position was for. And this one can be defended. And then you just concede dominance, I guess. Yeah. He's going to try to stay ahead. There's no Dorn to hurt him here by opposing stuff. And I'm sure Godry will defend this one. Then you can probably lose the reducer. Do we have forced march? That would be nice. Or would it? There's only 2 icons. It's still that annoying guard that remains standing, but it does probably win initiative. Difficult to imagine that it wouldn't. Unless there's force march from the other side as well. Heir to the Iron Throne against the Mother, so that's now trading Alistair for something bigger with a bit of luck. And he will need something because the red keep can't cancel it in this round, in this phase. If he finds something, Robert or Melisandre, of course, are the cards. Melisandre is slightly better at this point because if you're forced to go first, she can kneel something before red keep gains gold. Finds Robert. Well, if he's forced to play the challenges phase game, still could use a big icon, big power icon with renown, but now plan B maybe. Robert keeps red keep, net if it's used before ascending, and then no more cancels unless we see Alchemist's Guildhall. Alright, Blackwater Bay. That's another one that needs a cancel, otherwise it's going to draw a bit. Currently at 1. And now the... Oh, nice. Ah, just hits the one though. The guard, I guess. Arm bank is filled up nicely, so even Balerion or the Red Keep now won't hurt it that much. So what could hurt it is, of course, Nightmares in a particular round or Seized. Giving cards for the mother, unfortunate, but what can you do? And Vanguard Lancer. Discards a power. Now lots of gold for Marcel, hopefully. He is done with those annoying guards that defend everything. Dupe on Robert, nice as well, just in case, although so many non-uniques. What have we here? The big host that comes in for 8. Okay, you can still do challenges, just keep the big guy out of them, I guess. And if there's a scene in flames, even better. Yeah, going for the power, so if there's something in hand, it needs to be answered now, because no other power icons, and Shay, of course, has Traitor. Marcel is an annoyingly good player, so if he's kept 9 gold, either he's had some horrendous luck or he has a plan. And it's worrying, I guess. There it is, the big army. Can also assault the chamber. Means you don't need to worry about Red Keep cancelling that. And you can save that for Robert instead. Now he's going to return the Vanguard Lancer, because that also, of course, comes back and triggers again. Could just defend. I'm guessing it will return the Lancer. No? Okay. Yeah. Now it makes sense that he played that the Harris. Want to keep this on the board for sure. Slow going in terms of power gain. It's another one that could go quite close, maybe go to time. Well, that was the one card that kept everything together. Characters wouldn't need to defend with a bit of luck. Danish wins dominance if it stays like this. I would be tempted to let them both go, because Chamber will take power back then, and Red Keep will have to cancel Robert. Or will it? Maybe you don't worry that much, because Shay can stand. We'll see. Oh, losing Silisi, not great. Although, of course, she prefers to go second, where the Red Keep is already available. And definitely doesn't like cards like Shay. And this one, I think, can be opposed. Okay, not doing it. Then he still wins dominance though. Now if the Red Keep cancels that, and Robert keeps locations knelt, that keeps Chamber and Blackwater Bay knelt, which is not that great, but looks like Marcel will prefer to cancel this. Makes sense. He is behind though, 7-1. And the board pretty bulletproof here for Dennis. Pointy End against the Withering Cold. Pointy End can take the dupe and 1 power of Robert, then exposes him to Margulis potentially. Again, Dennis has to go first, even with 6 and +2. He's not winning this against 3 +2 from the Maiden, and then +3 from Clitus. Although, isn't that 8-8? +1 here as well, okay. And now we have the throne. Yet another problem. That's almost guaranteed dominance unless Marcel has it as well, and then again you can't cancel everything. Keeping 6 gold, nothing to do. Has everything he needs. There's another one of these, so can't attack into these non-kneelers now. Palace Spearman with all 3 icons, so I guess pass is the order of the day now. Maybe Shay will try to do Intrigue back. And now that Vanguard Lancer has stolen the last remaining power, of course Chamber doesn't need to trigger. And it's Withering Cold anyway, so you need to trigger it once in 2 rounds. If she tries to do intrigue, Godry defense, we could see something coming in to return Godry to hand. He's got some nice gold on him, close to getting that fifth one that gives him intimidate, but it's the same problem every round anyway, because Lord Anders' host can always return him. Then he tries to defend. Not every game goes to time now. Fortunately, Peter against Aaron Groth was done in something like 25 minutes. Some quick power gain there. Yeah, but some real thrillers. Marek against Francesco went to time, was decided by 1 power. Then Hano Steven didn't go to time, I think, but also decided basically by 1 power. Hano got to 14, and yeah, my game also went to time, so looks like this one might be similar. Question is, what can Marcel do to turn it around? Because he's not gaining power. If he resets, he has more cards in hand, but that's yet another round where he doesn't have claim. It's thrown away. Nymeria, the dominance one, that's sounds like a card that could do work here. And Kevin, I think he's expecting the Harris to come from the other side maybe as well. But not this round probably. So quick to select his plots. He has a game plan. Then he's struggling a bit more, which means he's prepared plots that not helping him that much in this matchup. Now retaliation with 2 claim needs to do some work here, especially in the power challenge, but barring the gate stops the threat of Lord Andres' host. Still, if that remains standing, could potentially assault chamber here. 7 gold for Marcel, so if Celis is played now, it's not absolutely horrible, although not that great either. He just marshals 2 guards, for instance, and problem solved. Right. Getting rid of these now. We know what Red Keep needs to do, because Blackwater Bay is drawing 5, and here's where the Iron Bank gold comes in handy. Still has basically 13 available, and 8 of that is spendable here just from the gold pool. And Red Keep Iron Bank goes straight back to 10 next round. Hopefully he has some more characters. He needs all the icons, because I think possibly non-kneeling guards coming in for Marcel. And then retaliation, if he does military, I think we had on Misty Morn earlier, didn't we? So that could take the 2 Lancers back, which is definitely not nice. Although to claim intrigue should get rid of the cards first. Alright, now Niller needs to keep gold for red keep though, because if Blackwater Bay draws, she will have to... yeah. Oh, doesn't cancel it. Does not cancel it. Now what do we do? 7 power on defense, 4 of that power is not kneeling. To just do challenges. You can't do challenges against Palace Spearman, can you? You only can do a challenge if you win it. Yeah. Yeah, if it's saved for Robert, of course, everything is hit here except for Lord Anders's host. So that's bad news for Marcel, yeah, so that's probably the thinking there. Just what's this now? Something weird going on. She wasn't going to attack without kneeling. Could have instead just nightmares the Houseman with the guard, I think. That means Palace Spearman can only defend by kneeling. Happy to protect his hand. And if he concedes the power challenge, Chamber standing to take power back. Alright, going to 5-2. If Morgulis is in the deck, he could potentially let... yeah, never mind. Let everything remain knelt, since everything dies anyway, but that's a horrible situation, playing Morgulis into 7 cards and Iron Bank for Dennis. And on a Misty Morn, I think, as we established. So can't really do military. Only 19 minutes left. Getting into Duran's game territory now. That's one thing that can make it closer. Too bad about that. Nightmares would have been nice in hand now. Cancel maybe the army or the guards. Okay. And now we have Doc Harris against trade routes. Dennis going first again. And what does he keep? If he keeps Robert, that limits his options, so I guess he keeps 5 characters, 5 two-costers. Silisi potentially can be played again, and Robert if it's in hand. Iron Bank has plenty of gold. No, prefers to keep Robert. He has the cards as well, so he can replay them. Fortunately, all the Vanguard Lancers will go to the bottom, so if the deck is not reshuffled, he isn't getting them back for additional triggers. Cletus kept along with Palace, Spearman and Shay, losing another Houseman with the guard. One is dead, one is at the bottom. And he will get how much gold? 10 to spend basically. And this time he has red keep available. He could... No, doesn't bother with the bank. Guardian Shadows. Probably would be Shadow Priestess, I'm guessing. Godry has Intimidate. Doesn't happen every day. Dennis survives this one without giving too much away, without the score getting closer. Then Duran's game is goes back to 0 power from next round onwards, so there won't be any more potential to do some quick power gain and make the game closer. So this is the one chance I think Marcel has. He has 6 cards. Yeah. Sir Cletus Ironwood, one of the most annoying cards. Can't milk him for whatever reason. I don't know the source material well enough to say why he can't be blanked. And Red Ronet is another one in Baratheon, but that's that ability is interesting, but it's not hasn't made any competitive decks really. So has to milk Shay. Okay, stops her standing anyway. And what's this? Marcel passed. So one card in Shadows, and he's out of gold for the Lord Andres' host. That has Ambush 8, I think. Doesn't have Shadow. Previous version in testing had Shadow as well. And what does the red keep do? Again, not enough cancels for everything. Cancels the nil, and that means no cancel for Imri, but from 7 you can't go to 15, so not worth doing anything with that. And now Dennis does the challenges, and Godry needs answering because he has Intimidate. What's the Duran's game situation? 9 on... Was Sir Robert strong? Okay, not 1, I expected. That spends the gold. So... really rare to see Godry with Intimidate. Okay, so what was I saying? The Duran's game situation. This will make Palace Spearman a non-kneeler on defense and give him renown. It's 9 in play currently and 5 for Dennis, so he can play around it if he wants to. Power with Robert still means power though. Won't be unopposed because, of course, better spearman defense without kneeling. That gets Dennis to 9. Problem is, if military is done first, then I think one of the intrigue icons has to go. And then, well, actually, gold is gone. Gold is gone for Doran's game. He does to the spears, okay. Some more renown to be gained, I guess. But no more gold for the chamber. Now, Sir Robert Strong is as big as the Iron Throne, so Dennis still needs to be careful not to lose dominance, actually. If this is the only challenge, he does lose it. But then, of course, power challenge is not being done. Alright. Intrigue with both. You can defend this with the priestess. You still win dominance. If Shay stands, no, she can't because she's milked, but she has traitor anyway. Lysa discarded. And no magic here for Marcel, so chamber will trigger. 11-3 with 10 minutes left and Doran's game going back to 0. So what could the last plot be? If it's, maybe it's tourney or something. We had that to the spears and we guard away combo that can gain some renown, but not liking his chances. Oh, it's late. Summer Feast, that's not going to help, and against the Mad King's command as well, so if Godry is one of the characters that remains, he absorbs the Red Keep, I was going to say. That's nailed for Robert now. Okay. Not looking good for Marcel. And looking good for Baratheon, definitely. This may be the last round if he plans to sack the bank. He could just spend it. Although, of course, you're stuck with the Mad King's command ability, so. And Red Priest as well takes. He's just going to take any cancel that could have stopped Imri, I think. What do you think, guys? Any way back for Marcel? Can he have any card that saves him? Hound gone as well. That means Red Priest probably will be now capped because doesn't want the Hound to come back. And Chamber stays nailed, so that can go for Mad King's command. And we saw that there were no resets that are impactful here for Marcel, so Dennis doesn't even need to do anything miraculous here. He just keeps Imri for next round. Taking Dragonstone Faithful and Acolyte back to hand. 4 cards, 1 needs to go. Well, 12 gold left, nothing to do because of the Mad King's command, I guess. Maybe he just tries to defend everything and not lose dominance to the best of his ability. But he has one power icon that's not strong enough to beat Robert. And even military, I guess, needs to be answered because we're down to 3 characters. Maybe there is some more ambush. Obviously Dennis knows because he's checked the Red Priest. So Dennis keeps everything except the Shadow Priestess and Chamber, I guess. And what's going away here? That Shade that was equipped with the negative attachments. If God resects the 3 locations to nil 3 characters and there is no ambush, that leaves Dennis with 2 unopposed, power claim and renown on Robert. Although, yeah, in 2 challenges, so not even time for the River Gate to do anything. He knows if he has it. Oh, actually, power claim is not happening. So he can get to 14 and then would need to also win dominance, which he would do with the Iron Throne. Although Emery needs to sack that, I guess, if he wants to nil all 3. Okay, never mind. So there is no reason to even think about it. He's winning so comfortably here that he's just going to do challenges as normal here. Something could happen to Imri next round to make this impossible, but I think time will run out and yeah, difficult to imagine that anything could happen. I'm surprised he didn't go for Robert's challenge at least to get renown. So we know that he's done the Misty Morn, so he has Acolyte and another character, and not sure which card he kept. I think he had 4, didn't he? And then also Traitor went back. Doing military for 11. That's slightly awkward. Because can't kill the Red Priest. The Hound would come back. So you would need to defend Imri and kill him for military claim. Get another card for Late Summer Fist with that. And then Robert's ability will be annoying again for Marcel. No renown this time. Let's it go. Let's see. Summer Fist draws something and he loses the Acolyte. Sure, he would have preferred the character, but maybe the other cards are characters as well. Dennis wins dominance, gets him to 12, and now he has the Robert trigger. Could keep 2 characters. Yeah, keeps 2 characters now this time, including the power icon, and only Robert Strong standing. Red keep now available for the cancel. Seems like he could just go exchange of information. he does retaliation. Only way to try to get to claim a military, kill off some board, get some unopposed, get the 2 claim power. Daenerys goes first, so any additional red priest trigger, any Melisandre Nil, any traitor not so much because there's no power icon currently. And what did he get? He got a Dragonstone Faithful, Set Downer Deeds and an economy location. Can you imagine that if he played Set Downer Deeds for 6 cards here, goes down to 9 power and he spams so much stuff that it's impossible to deal with it. Yeah. He has the cards anyway, so. There's no Silici in Martell. Spending the Iron Bank, keeping the gold. He'll trigger Blackwater Bay, maybe draws into saving the kingdom as well. And maybe Marcel plays it out, but if he doesn't have anything, I think he might concede. It's 2 claim military. If he does military with Robert Strong, Alistair and Shireen can go away, and the trigger red keep only cancels one of them. And this is absolutely not solving the problem. Yeah, Dennis is not going to bother. He wins on time if he stops any stupid power game. I think Marcel was on 4 at the most all game with this renown on Palace Spearman. Never could get any power. I guess, not sure what the plan for gaining power actually is. We saw the renown event. I guess so. If you place to the spears and you get we guard away on more than one character, they can gain power that way. It's not reset heavy, so it's not going to get rid of the opponent's board to win just by unopposed, stuff like that. So I guess that's the plan. But yeah, didn't work on this occasion. And that's the 4th win for Baratheon now, so that's Martell gone from contention. They needed to win this match because even though they will be in a potential, or actually it's guaranteed now, they will be in a tie for first place with Stark and Baratheon. They are down on overall wins because they started behind Baratheon already, so that will just increase now the gap, and it's between Stark and Baratheon, and Stark leading 4-1, Baratheon leading 4-1, and Stark needs to win 1 game more than Baratheon does. That's the equation basically, and we'll see if they manage that. So I invite you to join me in the last 2 games. So we have Pavel playing at 11 in the morning tomorrow. That's in just short of 25 hours, I think. And then Stelios plays in the evening. I think that's not been exactly confirmed yet, but should be so. And the Star games, one is played concurrently with Pavel's game in the morning, and the other one is just after that. So I guess Stark will need to win both of those. So if Stark does win 1 game more than Baratheon does, then the factions will be tied, and we'll see an extra match between them, I guess, for the title. But if they win the same, or if Baratheon wins more games, then Baratheon is the champion. Alright, so thanks to everyone for joining me live on this occasion, and hopefully see you all in the morning as well. I think that should be streamed live as well. So have a good night.